it's Ashley here. Welcome back to my channel, and in this video I just wanted to give my overall first impressions with the new design of the Happy Planner, specifically in comparison to the design from last year. So this is a Happy Planner, just came out for 2016 to 2017. They are 18-month planners, and I chose the Hello Life design. There's about 10 different ones you can pick from this year. They have a much larger lineup than they did last year. I chose this one just because the colors of it and some of its design elements spoke to me, which I'll share with you in a bit. But I really just wanted to get into my first impressions of this, how it's different than the design last year, and just overall what's different and what you may like about it. So if you don't know much about Happy Planners, they are a disc-bound system. You can see here these discs are here, and what those allow you to do is you can remove and insert papers at any point in them. So they are incredibly customizable, and that's something that I personally really like about them. So if you want to know more, I kind of went on a little bit more about that in my video for the Happy Planner from last year, which I'll link below for comparison purposes. So I just want to get into this. So the first thing about this Hello Lifestyle is that it is got some nice gold foil in the cover, just like this is my one from last year. So it's got the gold foil cover as well. And again, I believe in this video, I said the only downside that I didn't like about it was that the back is printed. It's not foiled. And it is the same case with this one. Oops, I didn't take off that tag on the back. It is the same with this one. You can see here that the little gold confetti are printed. I really don't think it's not that much of a big deal to me this time around because these are so tiny. They're like little confetti, so you can't even really tell that much. Whereas with my design last year, it was big polka dots, so you could really notice and see that it wasn't gold foil. But again, it's not a huge deal. It's just one thing I've noticed. However, they have made up for that in something I'm going to share with you in a minute. So let's get on with this. So we're going to open it up, and the cover page of this is just gorgeous. Look at this. This is basically what sold me on this planner as soon as I opened it. It's these beautiful, beautiful watercolor type pattern, and I love the colors of this planner. You can see the tabs, the color codes of all the tabs. They're just lovely colors. There's even one nice gold foil one there. Yeah, I love the colors. There's peaches, golds, teals, corals, mint, all my favorite colors. So let's get into this. This is the first page here. And then when you open that up, you get a nice yearly overview, which I don't believe you got in the original Happy Planner. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I had to take out the first few months of my Happy Planner when I first got it because it was already into the fall when I got it. So I removed a bunch of months from the summer, but I don't recall coming across something like this. So please correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think this is something new, the nice overview. And I love this script font. This is throughout this Happy Planner, which is another reason why I chose this style. So then when we turn that, we're on to our first dashboard. And before we get into this, I just want to point this out. You can see this divider here has got gold foil on it. Now that is what makes up for the back cover not having gold foil. Any divider in here that has gold is gold foiled. They do not print any gold on the inside here, which is different from last year's. I'll give you an example here. This is for January of this past January, and you can see here that they are printed, and it's like that for all the gold elements on the divider tabs throughout this previous Happy Planner. They are all printed. On this new Happy Planner, they are all gold foil, and that is true for anything else that is gold foil. Like, look at that. It's just so beautiful. I'll show you one more example here. This is December 2017. And look, they even did the gold foil within the pattern. So that's awesome. I'm going to flip through all of the dividers so you can see all the designs in a moment. I just want to talk about the dashboard because this is completely different than it was last year. And I actually quite like this. I like the way that it's divided up. So we've got a space for your birthdays, a space for your goals, a space for any important dates. Down here, it gives you, it'll give you the list of any holidays. And then it's got your 3 months, which is true to the old style. They give you the month you're currently in and the previous and the next month beside it. And this is new here, this currently section. So it's got a section here. This is more for like a journaling type function, and you can just write down anything that you're currently doing, things you're listening to, something you're celebrating, a book you're reading, what you're loving to eat, what you're painting on Pinterest, what you're making, crafting, things like that. That's pretty cute, and I think that's a nice little addition to this design. If you look at the previous design here, it was just the dates, birthdays, special events, important dates, don't forget, and goals. And it just kind of felt like it was too much space for certain things like don't forget and special events and important dates. It was kind of like too much. You can see I didn't even use these 2 boxes because I wrote down my important dates, I wrote down my birthdays, I wrote down my goals. It listed any holidays. I didn't really have any more like to add. So what I saw in videos, some people ended up covering this whole page with their own designs. Like they would do, they would make it basically like a scrapbook. They would put in photos and then they would have a separate section to write down their own goals and whatnot. And they kind of did whatever they wanted with this section. So I like how this has been divided up now. We've just got birthdays, goals, and important dates. So they've removed the special events and don't forget box, and they've kind of condensed it into this column, which then gives you a free column to add a little more personal touch to it. It seems like the Happy Planner is trying to go in the direction of both planning and journaling. So I really like this addition to the Happy Planner. I think that was a smart move, and I think there's much less wasted space, and I think it just looks a little more organized and pretty. So now I'm going to go into the monthly spread. So you turn the page and you get your monthly spread here, and I think this is just gorgeous. So you have your year here and notes. Nothing has changed as far as that is concerned. But I really love how they've added some design elements. So they've added a little bit of decoration here, a little bit of design element here, which is something they didn't do before. And they've still color-coded the weekends, which I like. And it's different for every month. So if I just like jump to November, you can see here November it's got a different little bit of design on there. If we go to March, see it's different. So it's all a little bit different. So I like that it's not the same. Every month is a little bit unique. And so I quite like that. Whereas with the one from last year, I'll show you here for this summer, the only thing that changes is the colors. So you can see here it was pretty simple, pretty plain and basic, and it was just the colors that changed. So I like that there is this little extra something so that if you're not into, you know, fully decorating your whole month, you still have a little element of design there. So I thought that was quite cute. So next, let me just flip back. Oh, I guess we can go right here into a weekly view. Now, again, for a weekly view, the setup is the same. You've got the calendar, your dates, and a space for your notes. The weekends are blocked out together on the side, but there is a very important difference here that I love. You will notice on these columns here, they are blank. Thank you. Thank you, Mom Bee team, for doing that. You can see before here on the previous versions, it was divided into morning, afternoon, and evening. And that just really didn't work for me. It's not the way I like to divide up my day, and everyone is different. So I'm sure there's a lot of people who didn't like dividing up into morning, afternoon, and evening. I'm sure there's a lot of people that did, but I just feel like this was a very smart move for them. It's much more universal now. Now you can divide it up however you want, and you don't have to worry about sticking labels over top. I was always printing out labels or washi, like to cover it up. And I mean, in decorating my planner, I'll still use washi. I'll probably still cover up maybe, you know, one strip or something, but it's nice to know that it's not such a necessity anymore, because leaving that morning, afternoon, evening was quite distracting. So I always had to cover them up with something, and I was always printing off labels and just trying to cover them up. And I was printing out like today and to do and remember this, and like all these little labels that I didn't even necessarily need. So I'm really happy that now I can literally just write to do here, and I don't even have to cover it up if I don't want to. So I just like the option that I can still use stickers if I want to, but I would just be using stickers to enhance it. I don't need stickers to do my normal function of planning, which I love. So that was a big plus for me, that they opened this up for you to do your own thing, because the whole point of this disc-bound system is that it's customizable. So it's great that they've decided to leave this blank so that you can customize that as well. Now, as for the bottom here, you can see they've added a nice little design element, which I think is really cute. It's not the same for every page. So if you turn the page, you can see here, it keeps the same design here, but now we've got a nice little quote, which is really cute. Now, if I go into a different month, you can see here, this one's got a whole quote across the bottom, and that's very reminiscent of the previous design. They would do a quote either on one side, like that, or on both sides, like this. But that was all they did. There was no design element. It was either a quote on one side or a quote along the bottom of both, which was cute and I liked. But I like how they've kind of added on to that with this new design, and they've got either a quote that goes across the whole bottom, or a design element that goes across the whole bottom, or some mix of in between. And the design element remains the same for the whole month, so it's always kind of coordinating. And so it changes for each month. So you can see here, this is September. So you can see it's all these little pattern there. And then when you go into October, it changes. See these chevron arrows. And they've also varied their font. You can see here they change between a caps type font and script font, whereas the font was always the same for the quotes in the previous version. So this adds a little more design to it, and I think it's a smart move, and I really like what they've done here. So I think that's about it for my main differences against their previous versions. I think everything is an improvement. I don't think they've made any mistakes in design changes. I don't think that they've taken away something that was useful. I think they've only made it better. They've made it prettier. They've made it more functional. Yeah, I think they've done a really great job. So now I'm just going to quickly go back to the beginning. I'm just going to do a quick little flip through so that you can see all the dashboards, and I'll shine any ones that are gold so you can see. So again, this is the Hello Life version, and it's all like watercolor type themed. So here we go. last page, they've added just an extra little notes page, which is really cute. And I love that they've added style to it, because this is what the notes page in the back of the other one looks like. And it's just like, you know, simple, but I really like that they've added a little more style to it. And again, they've done the same thing last year where the back of the tabs are white and not colored, and I like that. I think it's just, you know, it's not distracting, because these are the months that have passed, so it's kind of like, you know, just don't spend your time looking at that. Look ahead to all your future plans in color that are coming up. So I really like that. I love this style of the Happy Planner. I love the layouts, and I love all these new options that they've chosen. So that is my overall first impressions and comparison against their designs last year. And I really hope you've enjoyed. Of course, the style will vary depending on what Happy Planner you get. They're all gorgeous. It was hard to decide, that's for sure. But this one just really spoke to me with the paint elements and the script and the colors of the tabs, the colors throughout each month. It was just totally me. So this is the one that jumped out to me. So I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you found this review helpful. If you're wondering what's new with the Happy Planner this year versus last year, leave me a comment below if you found this helpful and what your thoughts are on the new Happy Planner designs. And I will see you for my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!